Hi traders. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the new indicator that I published on Gumroad for first, and I am going to publish it on MQL5 as well very soon. So what you need to do about this indicator, as I talked about it in the last video, it is using 50 moving averages to basically create a rainbow, and it is working very well to establish trends and also filter out ranging markets if used correctly. um, it is creating these like clouds that also act as support and resistance, and you can use multiple ways. Like for example, now I am using a starting point of 2 and an ending point of 100, but you can use, like for example, um, uh, 200, sorry, and you can use like 100, and then it is a little bit like more pegged because they are closer to each other. And what, like in the last version, I am going to show it to you right now in this very moment. On this chart. So in the last version, we had, I want to show you the same numbers. We had this. So we had the indicator here, and we had a number, like how much um, of the moving averages are basically aligned in one direction, and it is now completely bearish. So in the new version, as I said, I am going to develop it to a very, like, a more professional indicator, because this was basically the first version, which I think is pretty good. But I wanted the best thing that can happen to an indicator, and you know that already. The best thing that can happen to an indicator is multi-time frame analysis, and this is always the case. And this is also like a tip for you if you are like, if you are like developing a, and I want to show it to you on gold as well. If you are developing an indicator, what you can do, and the best thing is basically, if you, let's see, if you if you apply multi-time frame analysis into the system, this is just completely it really turns your, like for example, average indicator into something that is highly powerful. um, as you can see it now, the gold is crazy. So it has very extreme levels now, and actually, which is interesting, that the German hedge funds, the biggest hedge funds and central bank, they're also in every year there are predictions and forecasts for gold, for example, and their forecast was uh, at the beginning of the year, and they are like professionals with all the tools in the world. Their forecast was around here, around 3,500, and now with gold we reached 4,000, which is completely insane. So what I wanted to show you is that we have here, I implemented a system, and now I also want to put it on this chart as well, a new indicator. So I implemented a system that is using, it's, let's see, yeah, okay, so I just need to refresh. So that is using all the time frames, and you don't have to like go to separate time frames. And there's also something that you would have to like calculate one by one, you know, manually. This number here, the after the overall like bearish, this number is basically the the overall direction where the this system, like this EMA system, this like now it is not even an this is a simple moving average system, but you can actually use if you want EMA, for example. So basically, this moving average system is predicting or is interpreting the market, the direction. And so, for example, on the daily chart here, we have a very, very bullish momentum. But like on the lower time frames, as you can see, for example, the 5-minute chart, we have a bearish momentum if you take a look at it. So this is very important, and the reason is because I would say you can use this indicator now in a couple of ways. And for this, I am going to also show it on like some other things as well, like for example the Nasdaq, which is also a very interesting index to put the indicator on. And let's see how we are going on the Nasdaq. As you can see, it was a huge, like it broke everything basically in this moment, and we have like 100% bearish momentum on most of the charts, and we only have still a like a bullish direction on the daily chart, because even on the 4 hour it is not, so it is not good, but on the daily it is still like in a direction to the upwards, and it is, you can clearly see it, but all the other charts are basically completely just bearish. So what I would recommend is to trade with this indicator. Of course, if you are trading with an indicator just by itself, it is usually like not that strong, but I would say with this indicator, if you are using it in an EA, for example, that's possible actually with API. Somebody asked it, and one of the ways is that when the it is like a support resistance kind of way, but when the price is really like for example now it would touch the top of this let's say cloud or rainbow, you can like most of the time, like bigger than 50%, you can expect the price to do some, like have some pullback, some reversal, for example. But the reason that I actually implemented this like dashboard to see the, for example, to see the overall number, which is just like around 30%, so a weak like bearish momentum or bearish direction to the down, like in downwards direction, but it is the overall number, because we are now on the 5-minute chart, and if you take a look at it, is not a weak like a direction, it is a very, very strong one, like because 100% of the EMAs are heading, like are saying that it is completely bearish. But on the higher time frame, which is very important to look at, because most traders, when they are trading, and this is why I coded this indicator mainly, as I said in the last video as well. So most traders, they are really focused on one time frame, and I understand it. You don't want to always just check all the time frames crazily like a madman, because that is like not like, it is not that for many traders it's just too exhausting. And this is why I have this dashboard, because you see all the directions, and you see that the lower time frames and the higher time frames are really not aligned with each other. And at that point, I would say I wouldn't take a trade. I would say I would wait. I would wait until most of the time frames, or at least, like for example, the 15-minute and the 4 hour, like some of the like the lower time frames and the higher time frames are in kind of in one direction. um, they are heading into like one territory, because otherwise it is not, like, I wouldn't say I would put any trade in any direction. So the second reason to use this indicator, and the second way, is to know when not to trade, which is, I think, more important than to like actually like take a trade. Because if you are just taking trades randomly, you're not going to win money overall. But if you know when not to trade, and if you, for example, give an EA or your manual strategy a filter when not to trade, that can really really add to your overall like results and statistics. So let me know in the comments what other things would you like to know about this indicator, because I would love to make like more videos about it. You can use actually any, like, any um, number here, and this way of course it's going to be more like broad. So as you can see, because we have like it's more spread out, and it is not that like pegged like tight with all the 50 um, moving averages. I like to actually use the linear weighted moving average. I think it's pretty good. And in the future, what I'm going to also do is that I'm going to code some of my own like completely new kind of moving averages into this indicator. So, and also like possible new possibilities. So it is, I think, it's a very like an indicator is going to like progress pretty quickly. As you can see, I published the video yesterday, and I coded this dashboard with this multi-time frame analysis today, because I wanted to provide some real some real value with this indicator. Actually, I'm thinking about what kind of like what like cacao. I want to see some. I want to see some more like assets and how this indicator is working on them. Actually, let's see. I think, yeah, okay, right. So, wow, 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 wow. So the price of cacao is pretty interesting to me. It seems like it is very aligned to go like completely like in a yeah, it is a bearish momentum. Let's see, bearish trend. Let's see it this way, but I actually want to see it like in a 200, for example. Like, this is my favorite. Yes, so yeah, it is completely bearish actually. So, and here all the basically all the lower time frames and higher time frames are aligned, which is very like rare. So very interesting. Let's see the weekly. I am kind of, yeah, man, it is down. Yes, we don't have the weekly here, but if you are interested, let me know in the comments, because I can add the weekly chart as well for a very long term, like a very long term um, analysis. And you can also have like alert as well in this, as you can see it here. And for the first week, you can buy it for $30, the full version with manual and support and all the stuff, free future updates, which is for this indicator is, I think, a pretty good deal. Yeah, so pretty interesting. You can use it actually if you want. I'm not really huge, like, I don't really like pullback trading, but as extremes, you can use it as an like in measurement of extremes, when all the basically all the time frames are aligned in one direction with 100%. That is crazy a little bit. So you can use it as like a filter. So if you are like that kind of a trader, let's see how it is. Wow. Okay, so we have some interesting stuff here, man. That is crazy. Let's see. Very interesting. So yeah, if you are interested in more videos about this indicator, let me know. And we are going to I am going to make some, maybe some back testing, all these kind of things. I want to check one of my favorite currency pairs as well. Let's see. Mhm. Okay, all right. So it is at a little bit, like, I won't say it's that weak actually. It is like a moderately bearish momentum, but on the 4 hour time frame, it is still a bullish momentum, like a bullish trend, and on the daily, it is very, yeah. It's, you can see it is a huge trend, basically. Um, and what I wanted to say is that also with this indicator, which I mean, like one of my favorite use, but I have a couple of favorite uses. You can use it as like to know when there is ranging market, which is one of the, like, the best things you can do with an indicator to measure that, the distance basically between the like the first and the last moving average, like the 2 and the 200, because when there's a ranging market, most of the time they are much closer to each other than when there's a healthy, like, trending market. It is just the truth. Yeah, so on the daily we have a huge trend still, but for example, let's say it's 100% bearish. So on the, yeah, we can see it. So it is just a bearish, and we have this huge candle here. So this is also the reason. Um, Also, if you are just, like, if you're a trader who is not really using multi-time frame analysis, you can still use this indicator very well, because the reason I added this whole multi-time frame analysis part is because I think it can be very helpful to see the whole picture of the market. And with one time frame, most of the time you don't see the whole market. And many times when you say, like, man, the market is all going down, and you only see this with this, like, only this part, you are like, what is happening? Why traders are still, like, how can anyone predict that it is going to, for example, go to the upside, to the to bullish territory? And when you take a look at this, it is completely clear that the overall direction is very bullish, and you can see it here on the daily. So but if you are using just one time frame, you can still use this EA very well, because then you are just looking at the daily and you see, like, yes, it is a bullish trend still. And yeah, I don't have to change my direction of trading. As here, it is still bullish. So great stuff. You can also measure trend changes. And what I want to add to the new update of this indicator is actually like a trend change. Like, you can very well see it here, but with a text like here, with a text like alert, or you know, I want to have a, like, a capability to give an alert when there is a trend change happening on any of the time frames, or all of the time frames, or, you know, the time frames chosen by the user. So you can actually buy this indicator and support the channel as well for $30 now. It is coming with a great manual. You can ask me any questions about it also. And yeah, so you can apply this code here, apply, and then you are getting it for $30, which is pretty great. So this is what I wanted to show you today. If you have any questions, observations, or anything, let me know in the comments or on Telegram, because I am now developing this indicator day by day, and also, of course, working on the EAs like the Apex that is coming out soon, the new update, and the Viking. but also I am developing my own indicators because I based on all my live testings, they are working better than the already used indicators, because they are too used by traders, if you know what I mean. Like, everybody is using them. That is not great. So yeah, I am going to show you some more stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Ciao.